All right, it's roundup time. We're taking a look at 3 quick games. These would be Backstories, the Emerald Anniversary, Cleariosity, and Scrambit. 2 of these are word games, family-style word games, and 1 is one of those adventure games. So let's take a look right now at these 3 games for this quick roundup, and we'll come back up and talk final thoughts. Now, as you know, in a roundup, I don't give a full review or an overview. I don't give a full overview of the games, just do a quick how to play, as all 3 of these games can be taught quickly, and Backstories can't be taught on here at all because it's an adventure mystery game. So let's take a look at those right now. All right, this is Scrambit. Mind the cat hair. Again, I just vacuumed. And if you watched the last video I just shot back to back with this, you'll understand that the cat literally mid-stream walked across the table. All right, anyway, Scrambit is memory Scrabble, essentially. You're going to flip over a certain amount of tiles based on a dice roll, and you'll flip over, let's say it's 2. You'll have then 2 letters to flip over and try to form a 2-letter word. ZR, not going to happen. If you roll a 6, you can flip up to 6 letters. You can always stop when you form a word, so let's just keep flipping over letters here for a minute, see if I got anything useful. Some, there we go. But the problem is I've already flipped over these letters, so I can't use them. You would have to quit while ahead. Now, you're not doing this just purely shooting in the dark. Now, at first you are, but eventually you're going to go, okay, I know the U is here. I know the S is here, I know the M is here. So on a later turn, you can come back and go, okay, I'm going to make this word. Now, if you roll a 3 and you make a 3-letter word, you get to go again. If you don't, if you choose to stop early, you don't get to go again. You'll play until all the tiles are used, or you decide, you know what, can't make any more words with the letters we have left. You'll compare stacks of tiles. Person with the most tiles wins the game. All right, this is Cleariosity. Now, this game is played very simply. You'll have a hand of cards. You're going to play the top card in front of you. Everyone will. You'll lay them out, and then you will try to identify a 3-letter word. So here we have, oh gosh, I don't see one. If a word can't be formed, players agree that a word can't be formed, you will then continue, play the next card. Essentially, what's going to happen is you're going to eyeball this and try to see where a 3-letter word could work. So let's just say we had this. Still don't have a letter in the bottom left. That's driving me crazy. But we have, I don't have one in the top right either. Yeah, here we go. So let's just say these were played. You could have identified that I think Ray could be made. So you'll put this here and this here. Boom, there's Ray. That's your word. Now sometimes you'll think you have a word, and when you start putting those letters and those tiles out there, they'll get covered up, and unfortunately that won't work. Person with the most cards collected at the end wins the game. All right, Cleariosity. First of all, you're going to take those cards, you're going to stack them, and then try to find a word. This is a lot like Spot It. So I like this for a teaching tool, actually more than a game. Like, this isn't one we're going to pull out and play as a, oh, let's have a fun game night. But it is definitely a teaching tool for quickly learning to spot words and building letters. So this actually has a great place in classrooms and things like that. It'd be a good centers activity, I think, to where you have kids play and learn to spot words really quick. It helps with reading comprehension and speed. So that's a good thing. Number 2 is Scrambit. Scrambit I like because it is essentially memory, and I like memory games. However, it's memory meets Scrabble. You have to remember where the words are, and then once the dice roll has gone out, you have to remember, okay, I can spell a 3-letter word because I know where these are. However, there's a whole lot of letters out there to remember, so it makes it a little bit difficult. So Scrambit is actually, I like Scrambit. It's a pretty interesting game. Memory is key, though. If you don't have a good memory, you should not play Scrambit at all. It's kind of like Memrar. Memrar was a matching game, but it was based on some powers and movements. This one is a memory game based on words and building words. You can't just find matches. You have to find, okay, I remember where the letters are and build words. So that, to me, is a pretty interesting concept. Last but not least, let's take a little bit longer and talk about Backstories. Now, this is a new system in the mystery type games, in my opinion, first started by Time Stories, the original series. Now, for my money, this one feels a lot like Time Stories in the way you play. It's got panoramas. It's got cooperative play where you both can do something and then look and get back to each other. The one thing that this doesn't have that the original Time Stories had that made Time Stories so great is the feel of a game around it. This one, much like many of the escape room games, is you're just looking at the cards, reading the information, and finding out the puzzles. Now, there are a couple puzzles in this one that just, they were good, but there's one that specifically I was like, huh. Either that was too easy and we missed it because it was too easy, or it didn't make sense at all. So That one's a little tricky. But the system itself, I like the idea. It feels a lot more like a point and click adventure because you put the card with the different cutouts on it on the windows and turn the card over and read it. And so you can do, searches, you can discuss, you can talk, you can steal. If you get weapons, you can do things with those. So that to me felt really good. It definitely felt like a Mission Impossible movie, which is funny because there's a character who makes fun of or acts like he's been in a bunch of action movies and you're basically playing a Mission Impossible movie, Facemaker and all. But this is a really interesting concept. I'd like to see more out of this. I'd like to see a little more refinement and honestly a little less wordiness. Like, it's very wordy. Some of the cards, I mean, gosh, we probably read 60, 70 pages, it felt like, worth of information just because of how much there was on each card. Now, it's probably not accurate, but it felt like a lot more reading than it should have been. More telling than showing, I guess. But some of the ways the mechanics work are cool with the notch cards to where you can find a puzzle and turn it over and go, yes, I got that correct. Or you can purely guess with a puzzle based on, I think number 86 is going to work. That's hypothetical. And you go and look in card 86, and if it's got a question mark, a magnifying glass on it, then you have been right and you have found the solution to the puzzle. So to me, that's a really cool thing, is the option to do more of that kind of stuff. I like puzzles in games, and having the option to do more puzzles is always a good thing to me. So Backstories, fun game. I want to see more out of this. I want to see, like I said, more refinement. But that is 3 quick games tonight: Scrambit, Cleariosity, and Backstories. I'm Brian Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on X and Instagram at Dice Tower Brian. Until next time, we'll see you.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.